What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to episode 5 of The Daily Entrepreneur. I'm James. I'm here with Jack and Josh, and we got a really good episode for you guys today. Starting off with, for those of you who may not know, in 2020, Kanye and Gap signed a 10-year clothing/brand deal in which it was kind of a long-term partnership where Kanye would be in the room for a lot of the collaboration and a lot of projects with Gap. Well, that prematurely came to an end because Kanye and Gap could not see eye to eye on anything. And one of the craziest things about this is Kanye, one of the wealthiest men in America and quite frankly in the world, he's got a net worth of about $6 billion, they estimate it to be. And about 3 to 4.5 billion of that net worth comes from his brand deals with Adidas and Gap. So it's kind of crazy to see how they weren't able to find common ground and get through that. So what are your guys' kind of thoughts on how that took shape?
Yeah, so I think one of my main questions is, now that this deal is coming to a close, I know that he still wanted to implement some of the ideas that he had. So does he just plan on doing that through his own Yeezy brand, or how does he plan on doing that?
I think that he launched on his Instagram that he's looking for representatives in every state, or at least the states with the biggest cities, that he wants to open his own Yeezy stores under his own name. So yeah. I think 100% that's the route he's going to take. I think that's the route that he needs to take. I mean, I think through those deals, he has enough money and enough startup capital to get it going, and by then he can control, the pricing, all the amounts, and what he really does with his name and brand.
And I think that's ultimately like the way that he should go, quite frankly, because it's like he said. I mean, he's, in my opinion, he's done so much for companies like Gap and Adidas. I mean, for a really long time, I felt like Gap was kind of irrelevant. And it's like the reason why I feel like that name's even in circulation right now is because of Kanye. So it's kind of crazy just to see, but it's understandable. I mean, if you kind of look at everything that, Kanye's been saying about it, he said that they were excluding him from, insider board meetings, that they were kind of taking after his designs and inspiration and not really crediting him for any of it. You saw that whole thing with even Adidas. I know that we're talking about Gap, but like Adidas was like literally taking the Yeezy shoe and making it into something else, and like he wasn't getting any credit or profit off of it. So kind of like crazy to see how that happened. And I completely agree though. Like if there's any really one like big influencer, whether not just artist but athlete and just anyone kind of in the entertainment industry that I could see kind of like taking a brand and scaling it at the international level and potentially going global, it's Kanye. And I think, they've already started talking about opening stores up in like Atlanta, LA, New York, and all over. So I got, no matter what route they end up going, I know that they're going to crush it.
I think it's interesting that he hasn't already cut out the middleman already, because if we're being honest, with these deals with Adidas and Gap, those brands aren't selling those shoes. Right. It's Kanye. And I think he should like stop cutting the check to the middleman. He has the brand, he's an iconic figure, and he clearly has the designs within him. I think it's time he goes ahead and makes this his own business and his own brand.
Yeah, he has more Instagram followers than a lot of those brands combined that are just out there, like just well-known clothing brands. So honestly, he has the market already on his own just through his own personal brand. It really just comes down to, does he have enough capital, liquid enough to be able to start his own, Yeezy empire, which I obviously feel like he does. But let's move on to our next topic. Have you guys heard of BeReal?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I haven't gotten on it yet, but yeah, I've heard a lot of people talking. I know you've been on it, so.
Yeah, I've been on it a little bit, but basically TikTok is coming out with their own form of BeReal. They want to compete, kind of similar to the way Instagram nabbed up, Snapchat stories. Back when that was a big thing.
And
but
they
basically
all incorporated Reels after TikTok.
Exactly. So it's another social platform coming and taking, something from the next. And so basically they're implementing a piece of TikTok called TikTok Now, where basically it's this exact same thing as BeReal. They're going to send you a notification at a random time that you have to come on and take your TikTok Now. The only difference is that they're implementing that you can add a 10-second video instead of just the front and back picture. So videos are now implemented through the TikTok Now feature, something BeReal has yet to add. What are y'all's thoughts?
I think it's really interesting that they're adding the 10-second video feature, because from my understanding, I haven't been on BeReal personally, but I don't think it's just photos from my understanding. So
it's just photos. Like what happens is you take a photo of whatever you're doing, and you can pick which photo is the main photo, whether it's the front camera or back camera. But then there's a little camera up in one of the corners that is the one that you didn't use. So like, let's say if I took a photo of James right now, the little tiny camera would be a photo of you and me,
Yeah.
kind of like a selfie form.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm just really interested to see how BeReal responds to this. Do you think they're gonna change up their platform in any way, or what do you guys think about that?
Personally, my thoughts on it were, when we saw TikTok come onto the scene late 2019, we started to see this shift in all the social media platforms. We saw Snapchat come out with Snapchat Spotlight, Instagram came out with Reels, Facebook did the same thing, came out with their version of Reels, and they've all adapted because TikTok came on, we're crushing the scene. I think the attraction that BeReal brings to so many people and why so many people have kind of gravitated to that aspect of social media is they feel like it's a much more authentic kind of version that people present of themselves. Because I feel like so often when people go on Instagram, they go on TikTok, people are only posting like the highlights of their lives. It could be 2 or 3 times in a year, but like they're only posting the things that like they want to show about themselves, and it's a lot, in a way, a lot of people that are on Instagram and that are posting their highlights, they're not necessarily living that life. It's more so just kind of like they're doing it for show and to kind of give off. Whereas I feel like BeReal is more like, what are you doing at this time now? Like it's more authentic. It's more like you are who you are. And so I think I like that. I'm not the biggest fan necessarily of TikTok incorporating that. I just think that's not TikTok, and it's like I feel like they're trying maybe too hard to do it. But hey, I mean, we'll see how it works. Other platforms have adapted various things from other social media platforms, and so we'll see how it ends up working out. I'm interested in it though.
Yeah, so honestly, I think that BeReal is kind of the biggest name out there for what could potentially be the next big hit for a social media platform. Just there's only like one discrepancy before I get into real quick where I think that BeReal is going to go, is that you only can post on BeReal once a day. So there's not like this influx of content being thrown at you, which some of the people that use BeReal actually like. They like that basically you go on one time a day to take your photo, but you also just can go through everybody else's that you're friends with, their photos as well, and it's just one post per person. You go through your feed and you're done. That's it. That's all you have to check your social media feed for the day.
I think the one thing that does encourage, though, is it encourages people to follow a lot more people. Because people can't post, 3 to 4 times a day, what you're going to have to do in order to keep that constant engagement and that constant dopamine hitting every day, right, is you're going to have to follow more people. So I think if people are, on average, following anywhere from 3 to 500 on Instagram and, like, Facebook, it's going to be more like, 1,000 or 2,000 probably on BeReal.
Yeah, and so what I really think is going to happen with the social platform, just my personal prediction, is that they need to implement video if they want to stay alive at some point. You're going to see TikTok try to do it now with their side of things. I think it's, inevitable that BeReal is going to add video as something that people can add to their daily BeReal. Then eventually they're going to, say that you can post twice a day. Or they're going to make it so that your profile actually shows your BeReals from every day. Because right now it doesn't have that. Only you can see your BeReals from every single day. You click on somebody's profile, you just see their name and maybe who they're friends with and whatnot. But they don't have like a catalog of videos and photos. It's nothing really. All you see is the one from today. And so I think in order to stay alive, they're going to have to add video and maybe add that people can go through and watch some of your content that you've posted from the past couple days. The other thing, too, is when they're going to start implementing advertising. How big are they going to get to the point when they start implementing ads and how that's going to turn people off? So it'll be interesting to see, how, if BeReal is going to be the next big thing. Are they going to implement to where they're going to get so many users to where they start letting them post more content? Who knows? We'll have to see.
Yeah, I think the last point I want to have about this before we go into our next topic is I just hope they don't fumble the bag like Vine, because as you can see, they're getting incredibly popular. So I hope they just start implementing these advertising and implementing a way to make money before they become like Vine and they just can't keep up. So for our final topic, Burger King has released a $400 million investment plan to refresh the brand's image through advertising and modernization of the brand. What are you guys' thoughts on this?
honest with you.
No, and that's one of the things about these fast food industries is part of the reason why I feel like Chick-fil-A is just one of those companies that just come out of nowhere and skyrocketed to like the top 5 fast food chains in the U.S. is because their service is impeccable and they get your order right damn near every time.
Yeah.
And something that I feel like these brands like Burger King can do is with some of these investments in modernization of technology and in spending more money on upgrading just the buildings themselves, hopefully they're able to implement better service within there as well.
Right. Yeah, and I guess the one thing I would add is, something that Burger King has done over the past few years that I think has kind of stood out to me from them as a brand, and I think that they should continue to kind of go down this route is like they've paired up and like partnered up with really big influencers. Remember Conor McGregor and Burger King came out with like a spicy sandwich meal that was like literally it was like McGregor sandwich. I know Burger King and DaBaby had a partnership like ready to go. So it's like they need to, I think, continue to do stuff like that because I think that's what's going to separate them apart. Because as we know, the quality of food isn't necessarily there, but it's like if you could sell through other people, and it doesn't just go for food, but also, I mean, in terms of Burger King, it does, but any company in general, like if you have the budget, you're investing $400 million, then it's like that's the route that you need to go.
So, cool question for you guys is right now in terms of just like burger to burger place, I'm gonna exclude Chick-fil-A from this. It goes McDonald's, Wendy's, and then Burger King. What do you guys think that Burger King needs to do to overtake Wendy's or McDonald's?
Service, 100%. You can modernize the restaurants. Wendy's hasn't really done that. Maybe they have. I'm not really sure. McDonald's modernized the restaurants. Great. I don't really see any of the companies trying to change their food recipes up to make it better. And I personally don't think there's not going to be like this big swing in what would be a better place if they added like a certain item, because Burger King's already got like a million things. But really, it's going to come down to the service. Like you were saying, I'm going to go to Chick-fil-A has not modernized their restaurants. They haven't made any like renovations to them. Chick-fil-A hasn't changed any of the menu items at all. Maybe add like a couple things, but you're not making your decision based off that. It really is going to come down to you're going to pick somewhere if when you go there you feel like it's a great experience, and that's something that Burger King listed on in the article said that they want to change and implement. It's really going to come down to the type of people that you hire, meaning like are you going to hire somebody that's going to really be trained to want to be there and work, or are you going to hire the same fast food worker that just kind of goes about their job? I understand. I've worked in the food industry. It's tough back there. You're not getting paid a ton, but there are companies out there that have been able to do it and make sure that their employees are on board with the company's mission and just give great service. And so whoever's able to do that, I think is going to take the top.
Yeah. Well, that wraps up our episode today. Thank you again for tuning in to another episode with The Daily Entrepreneur. We look forward to doing this again Monday through Friday every week. Again, I'm James with the School of Hard Knocks. Jack and Josh. If you enjoyed the video, leave us a like and subscribe for more content, and make sure that you're following us on all of our socials. Thanks again.